Welcome back to another Best 5 from Classics of Cinematics. Hit that subscribe button. I know Prey is deservedly getting all the attention these days, but on this episode, we're going to take a look at the Predator's best kills from the first two classic films because this is Classics of Cinematics. First up is 1987's Predator. After losing squad mate Hawkins to the Predator, Dutch gives the order to sweep the area in an attempt to recover his body. The men split up, which is wild. They don't go off in pairs or split the group in two. Even the G.I. Joe cartoon at the time this mission would have taken place ran a PSA that made it loud and clear that you should always swim with a buddy. Blain, the man who ain't got time to bleed, who is actually bleeding, runs into a skunk. He laughs because he was ready to use his minigun nicknamed Painless on the varmint. And this is when the Predator strikes. Blain turns right as the Predator's cannon fires and is grazed by the Predator's initial blast. Disoriented, he spins slowly, which allows the Predator's second cannon blast to leave a mini stop sign looking wound on his chest. His best friend Mac finds him and sees the Predator and grabs Painless and opens fire and wounds the Predator. The rest of the crew pulls up and opens fire along with him without even seeing anything. They level about an acre of innocent rainforest. If your car can't pass increasingly higher emission standards or your allergies are getting worse, it's their fault. King Willie has sent his Jamaican Voodoo Posse to take out his rivals. Bruh, Jamaicans don't practice voodoo. That's a Haiti thing. Nevertheless, they proceed to chant and graffiti the poor guy with blood using a severed chicken foot as a brush. As he's thinking about his life choices, they stab him. The Predator uncloaks amidst the ganja smoke and proceeds to put the dread in dreadlocks. What's interesting here is the display of expanded Predator hunting technology. This includes a net that not only wraps you up like an annoying relative on the phone, but it also constricts the life out of you. A razor-sharp arrow that weighs nothing, and a spear that can be contracted. The Predator finishes these guys off easily and sends their spirits off to the Most High. Jah bless Haile Selassie I. Sticking with Predator 2, we have an interesting turn of events when Jerry and Leona encounter a hostile situation with a crew of goons on the LA subway and a bunch of armed citizens who feel like Charles Bronson. Predators love to move in on moments of armed conflict. The Predator boards the moving train and proceeds to do what it does best. In an attempt to lessen the carnage, Leona moves the unarmed passengers to the back of the train away from the conflict, while Jerry stays behind in an attempt to buy them more time. He doesn't stand a chance. We see his pointless attempt at resistance from the Predator's infrared vision point of view. Jerry is tossed like a rag doll, and although we don't see the final blow, later we see his corpse brutalized as the Predator rips his spine out like Sub-Zero.
Finish him!
Back to the first Predator, and this kill is definitely one of the best. Things go left as our squad sets a trap for the Predator with only 5 men and a prisoner remaining. Mac and Dillon pretty much hang back to try to give the rest of the squad a chance to get to the chopper. Mac is definitely looking to avenge his homie or die trying. One gets the impression that neither one of them expects to get out of this alive. They track the Predator, but the hunted is actually doing the hunting as the Predator allows Mac and Dillon to believe they have the drop on their quarry. Things go wrong when Mac is ambushed and gets his wig pushed back like George Jefferson. Dillon finds his body and a waiting Predator that wastes no time blasting Dillon with his shoulder cannon. The shot severs Dillon's arms. He starts shooting from his PP-19 Vityaz submachine gun. Dillon is so focused that his severed arm continues to fire as it falls to the ground. The Predator runs down on Dillon and stabs him with his forearm blade, lifting Dillon into the air like he weighs nothing. Finally, in our last scene from Predator 2, a trap is sprung by Special Agent Keyes and his men to catch the interstellar game Hunter. After learning the Predator likes beef more than 50 Cent, they plan an ambush in its favorite burger joint. Apparently, every few days, it slides Polly a few 20s to turn the other way so it can enter the facility to chow down. Keyes and his men plan to immobilize the Predator with guns they borrowed from Mr. Freeze. They even wear special suits to hide their heat signatures. The Predator borrows a trick from Star Trek The Next Generation's Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge and changes the frequency on its visor. It can now see the lights from the agents, and it dives in spear first and quickly gets to slicing up these agents to pieces. Lieutenant Harrigan shows up right as Keyes takes a blast from the Predator's cannon. Looks like a wrap for him. Luckily, Harrigan knows how to squabble a little bit and is able to wound the Predator because, like Alonzo, You know he's surgical with this bitch. The Predator is seemingly finished, but Cuz was simply playing Posse. Just as it's about to give Harrigan more of the business, Keys hops out of nowhere with that sorry ice gun and gets to blasting again. The Predator regroups, then it pulls out and throws perhaps the coolest weapon in its arsenal to date, the razor sharp smart disc. The disc cuts through those slabs of hanging beef like butter and cuts Agent Keys in half before it returns to its sender. And that's it, folks, man. Subscribe so you can catch the next best 5 list from classics of cinematics. And this is Monk, and I'm out. Peace.